Hello everyone, and welcome to our first dive into editions of 2001 as Space Odyssey. We're going to start with the so-called Act 1, the Cave Edition. Now, as you have probably already read on the website, we made 4 editions of 2001 Space Odyssey because we wanted to split the story into 4 acts, which is basically what's happening in the book and in the movie. But each of those acts is very important to the story, and if you remove any of those, the story would not be nearly the same. So this first edition is inspired by the Act 1, where ape-men are still living in caves, and there's only the beginnings of the intelligence before the monolith intervenes in a way. So I'm going to talk about the binding and what techniques we used. Of course, this book will be printed letterpress, and we'll be using Fedrigoni paper, which contains both cotton and fibers. It's the same paper that we used in Sherlock Holmes Essential Edition. This is also Essential Edition, and this is the first time we're naming the Essential Edition, even though I thought that it would. Of course, some things you think of when it's way too late, but we should have named Sherlock Holmes Essential Edition the Elementary Edition, but now it's too late. So let's start with the case. This is the standard slipcase that we usually make. It's quite sturdy. We made only a slight intervention into the name. We use very light typography, and of course, as always, we modified the logo with an eclipse kind of a motif. So, as a reference to the moment when all the planets line up in the movie. Now, both book and the slipcase are bound in the same material. It's called the interesting thing is this is paper, but it's made by one Swiss company, and it's called its type is called clay, because it's so reminding of Earth. It has a nice texture. You will see it on the close-up here, and it's really nice to touch. So the book, of course, and as always, we have the secret message hidden inside. It's not secret anymore, but as we always do, we kind of like to put these things inside of the book. Now the book itself. This one is quite simple in details, but very powerful. I wanted to feature this femur bone, because it's interesting to me that it was kind of a first tool, and the first tool was also a weapon. I mean, in the book, the Moonwatcher uses a stone to kill the hog, but later in the later conflicts, I think it's mentioned the bone, and the bone is quite significant also in the movie. And since the book and the movie were developed at the same time, this is one of those unique cases when that happens. So it felt kind of natural to put the bone, the femur bone, shaped up and sharpened up as a weapon on the front cover, and we kept it simple, so there's only a title on the spine. Once you open the book, we took inspiration from the book. I'll get to the bookmark later. Once you open the book, you'll be met with these Endpapers, which are in a pattern. When the illustrator Anna Shagadin developed the first illustration, she suggested that the projections that the monolith is making to the ape-men are some kind of tesseract, sacral geometry. I don't know, all that kind of odd symbols, and she made this pattern in the illustration about the ape's head, the one you can see on the website. And we wanted to use that same pattern for the cave edition because it seemed so fitting. So you actually get the same projection as the ape-men. We have a nice little tailbane here, and the bookmark, which will be printed on a thicker paper. We couldn't get the right thickness in time for the presentation, but it will be like 700 or 750 grams in weight. But the whole point of this bookmark is printed with holographic foil. I wanted to make a bookmark that will be a monolith, but of course you can't go in I mean, you can go in 3 dimensions, but it's no longer going to be a useful bookmark to put inside of the book. So what we did is we took the dimensions of the monolith used in Roman numeral edition and expanded it by twice, and then removed the 3rd dimension and added it added the passage through monolith. We even hidden our logo there. So in a way it has a 3rd dimension, and it's the monolith is the only object or theme that permeates through the whole story. So it seemed fitting that it should be a bookmark. So again, dimensions are, I think, 18:8, but there's no 3rd dimension. So the original monolith on the one that will be launched to space is 9 times 4 times 1. So it keeps the ratio from the book, and this is just twice the size, but the 3rd dimension is holographic. And that's it. That's the Cave edition, our essential edition of 2001 Space Odyssey. And it's still available on the web shop, and I hope you like it. We can't wait to produce it. There will be more illustrations coming soon on the website, and as soon as we complete printing of Catch 22, which is an enormous project, we'll immediately start reading this, and it should be quite faster because it's about 3 times less pages than Catch 22. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you liked what we made.